I'm Madeline Bondo. I'm the Access Services Librarian, and that means that I work with the Circulation Department, and the Circulation Department is actually the group that works with the group study rooms in the library.
Okay, so we have a couple questions for you. How many group study rooms are there?
Haley, there are 15 total. There are 12 that are in our upstairs second floor area, and there are 3 that are downstairs.
Okay, and do you believe that there's room to create more, and does the library have like the resources to actually do this?
At this point, we don't have room to create additional study rooms, as you all know from being in the library. It's packed. There aren't many square inches available for us to use. We do have some faculty offices in the building that at some point we hope to recoup, so we'll have some additional space. And certainly creating some additional group study spaces is on our radar.
Okay. So what practices are used to ensure a group is using the room and there's not just one person sitting in it?
Okay. What we do right now, and this is a result of some discussions we had as a department last year about the group study rooms, we moved to a self-policing system. Prior to that point, we had sign-up sheets that were on all the doors, and they said what our group study rooms say now, that the priority is for a group, and you may be asked to move. What happens was that people would sign up for 8 or more hours at a time, even though the sheet clearly stated that you couldn't do that. And so we were constantly going back up and helping students who had a real genuine reservation, talk to the group that had been there for a while, or what would happen if there were 4 members of a group. One would sign up for the first block of time, the second for the second block. So in essence, the entire room was not working well. So we went to a self-policing system, which has worked fairly well. And I've just asked Joyce again if she's had many complaints about that this year. And she recalls one time when a group needed to use a space and there was a single individual in that room. All of the staff here at Circulation, if approached by a group saying they need a space and there is a room with one individual, will then go up and ask that individual if they would relocate since the space is for a group.
Okay. Have you received complaints of groups, I guess you already did this, but have you received complaints of groups unable to find a quiet workspace?
Yeah, I did answer that, and that's kind of an oxymoron. Group and quiet don't usually go together, because the group use that we see and we're requested to find space for our group collaboration projects. So we've not had the demand for a group to be in a quiet space. We do have a super quiet room, so certainly a group of students can go in that room and can sit as a group, but they'd have to be quiet.
Okay. Would you personally like to see more group study rooms?
Yes, very definitely, because I think it's a real need. We hear that from some student surveys we've done. We've had several classes, library classes that we teach, have students saying that that's a real need for them. And the Live Qual survey, which is a big survey that lets us gather lots of data and then compare ourselves to other institutions, there were some comments about not enough space for groups to meet. We know by looking at the learning commons and the way students are in that space and using the space that that's a real need, so definitely.
Okay, so we were looking online at other North Carolina schools, and we noticed that a lot of them do use the online reservation system.
They do.
So we were wondering if you think that would help with the problem of single people in the rooms and people using them for too long.
It might help. There's been a lot of discussion in a group, a moderated online group that I participate in, various librarians from various universities, talking about their systems, their group study rooms. And some of those do have an online system. Some have an actual check-in system where they've got a key at a desk. Somebody has to come by. The group has to come by, check out the key, use the space, and then bring the key back. There are problems with just about any method. There's obviously a way for somebody to sort of do what they'd like with a method. But right now, we have not experimented with an online reservation system.
Okay. Do you have any other comments on the group study area?
I would love to hear what suggestions you have. It may be useful see some spaces that we could work toward. So I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you
You're
for
very
listening.
welcome. Thank you for your interest.